Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today, we're going to be talking about the books that I want to read this fall. So basically from now, which is the beginning of September, till November, the end of November, I guess. I used to classify November in my brain as winter because I lived in southeast Idaho and in November it was always snowy and cold outside, so I was like, it's winter, there's snow. But now that I live in Oregon, Western Oregon, I'm like, November, this is fall, because it's like the leaves are still falling. It's nice outside. I mean, it's rainy, but yeah, now I understand why people say November is fall. So anyway, all of that aside, here are the books that I would like to read this fall season. Okay, the first one on my list is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. I actually already have this checked out from the library. It's on my Kindle. I'll probably start reading it after I film this video. And basically, this book is about a retired detective and he's just enjoying life in retirement, and his daughter-in-law comes to him and is like, hey, I need help. She's a current detective. She's found out information and she doesn't know who she can trust, but she knows she can trust her father-in-law. So that sounds really cozy and sweet, and I really like Richard Osman's writing. He wrote the Thursday Murder Club series, which is one of my favorite series. It's really fantastic. It's so fun, and the mystery part of it is really good. Like, you really want to know what's going to happen, and the characters are just top-notch, phenomenal. Speaking of the Thursday Murder Club, the next one on my list is An Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. Oh, sorry, The Impossible Fortune. And this is the next book in the Thursday Murder Club series. I had no idea this was coming out. This comes out this month, September 25th. I had no clue there was even going to be another book, so I'm really excited about it. I was like, I saw it on Goodreads. I was like, get out of town. Another one? So, yeah. I'm very excited to continue on in that series, and I hope that more and more people pick it up, especially since the new movie was just released on Netflix. I thought they did a good job with it. I think the casting was really well done, and I will say, if you've read the books and you've seen the movie, did you agree with how they changed the ending? Because I didn't. I kind of felt like that was a bit shady of them. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to give specifics, but like, if you know, you know. Let me know. You know? The next book on my list is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. This is a play. Do I even know what it's about? Not really. Brothers? And one of them has a mental disability, I think. And I know that it's sad. Yeah, so basically it's just about, are they brothers? I don't know if they're brothers or they have formed a family. So maybe they're not actually brothers. But it's just about these two men who want to own land and make it. And it is in the 1930s, which I think most, if not all, of his works takes place in the 1930s. I just finished Cannery Row. I absolutely loved it. The Grapes of Wrath was my favorite book of last year. Phenomenal. I read East of Eden earlier this year. I absolutely loved it. So yes, basically just I'm on a journey to read every Steinbeck because every single time I'm blown away by his character work. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And I know Of Mice and Men is going to be a really quick read because it's a play. So yeah, I'm excited to get to that one. The next one is With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. This is his newest release. I've read 3 Riley Sagers before. I've read The House Across the Lake, The Only One Left. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. And then The Last Time I Lied. So I really enjoyed The House Across the Lake and The Only One Left, but I didn't like The Last Time I Lied. So, you know, Riley Sager's pretty hit or miss for, I think, most people, which is really an interesting phenomenon. Basically, this book is about this woman who has gotten this group of people together on a train because they destroyed her family. I don't know if her family died or if it's like a reputation thing. Either way, they destroyed her family and she wants revenge. So she's gathered all of the evidence. She has them on this train, and when they get off the train, like, the police will be waiting for them and she's like gonna get her revenge, right? But then they start getting picked off one by one. And she's like, bro, you can't die. I need to get revenge. So she has to, like, protect them, but she also hates them. So, yeah, I've heard it gets kind of crazy, which checks out for Riley Sager. And, yeah, I thought it'd be fun to have a little thriller on this list. The next one is A Witch's Guide to Magical Inkeeping by Sangu Mandana. I read her other book, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really sweet. And so this one is about a young witch, not young woman, like, I think she's like in her 20s, witch, who loses her powers, I think because she like brings her aunt back from the dead, but then they're like kind of social pariahs because necromancy is not great. So, and then she has to go on some kind of, I don't know, journey of something to get her magic back, I'm sure. And I've heard it's like a cute little romance. I have heard, though, I will say, I've heard there is one sex scene in this book, so I'm hoping it'll be easy to just skip past. It's not my thing. Personally, I don't like reading smut, so I try to avoid it, but I think I'm just gonna, hopefully I can just kind of skip past that scene, because there is also one scene in Very Secret Society of Regular Witches, and that one was really easy to just skip over, so I'm hoping that this one will also be really easy to skip over. And if it's not, I'll just DNF it, and that's fine. Next, we have a classic and one of my all-time favorite books, Dracula by Bram Stoker. This is one of my favorite books because, number one, it's incredibly well written. Number two, the history about it is so interesting to me, and like the connections to tuberculosis. Look that up. Like, go look that up because it's really cool. I would also recommend listening to the Lore episode about it. Lore by Aaron Mahnke. Great podcast. I absolutely love it. Anyway, Dracula. If you have never heard of Dracula, he's a vampire, and basically it tells the story of a man who ends up in Dracula's castle. He's trying to get out. It's written through letters and I believe journal entries, and there's a couple of different perspectives and people in different places. It is very accessible, I will say. Like, if you are intimidated by classics, or you're not quite sure where to start, or you're like, that sounds cool, but I don't know if I can handle it because it's a classic, I think this one is really accessible, and I think it's a great place to start if you want to get into classics but you're worried about the language. And I will also say, like, there's no shame in looking up what a word means. I use that feature on my Kindle all the time. Like, you know, you click it and then it defines it for you. I use that all the time. It's okay to not know what things mean, and it's okay to make your brain work a little harder and be unfamiliar with terminology or the way that language is used. That's totally fine. It's a skill that has to be practiced, right? So I think this is a great place to start if you are wanting to get into that. The next one is A Far Better Thing by H.G. Parry. I don't know a ton about this book. I heard Reagan from Peruse Project here on YouTube talking about it, and essentially I think it is kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like a remake, but like it's based on A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and it takes place during the French Revolution, and there's fairies? Sounds pretty interesting to me. I've never read A Tale of Two Cities. The only Charles Dickens that I have read is A Christmas Carol, so there's that. Maybe I need to read A Tale of Two Cities. But what I have heard about H.G. Parry is that she really infuses history into her writing, and I love history. I'm a historical gal. I like learning about history, and that just sounds really interesting to me. So I'm excited to pick up that one and see, you know, how it goes, because I've heard she also has a pretty awesome backlist. So that's always great when you find a new author that you enjoy. The next one is a Desolation called Peace by Arkady Martine. And this is the second book in the series. The first one is A Memory Called Empire, which I finished last week or 2 weeks ago, just recently, and I really enjoyed it. And so this is the second book. I don't know what the second book is about, to be honest. I'm guessing it's just like a continuation. The first book's kind of wild. So I'm hoping to get to this one soon so that I can remember everything. But in the first one, you're following an ambassador from a space station, and she is going to the planet where basically like the Empire is based. It's like the headquarters, if you will, of the Empire. And so she's an ambassador for her station, and the previous ambassador has died under mysterious circumstances, very likely assassinated. And they have this technology on her station where basically your memories and personality are put into these chips in the back of your brain, and you can put it into another person. That way they have all of the information and memories that they need. So in a normal situation, she would be given this chip from the previous ambassador, and she would have memories of everything that's happened. That way she's very informed when it comes to the politics and what has happened, because she will remember all of it. But her guy hasn't updated his in 15 years. So she is running on outdated information. She's got to deal with this like possible assassination thing, and it's very good. It's very intense. There is a lot of it's very in-depth about language, because the people in the Empire speak a different language than the people in the station, and so she has learned the second language, and there's a lot about like the way certain phrases are used, and language is very important to their culture. Like poetry is a really big deal. So there's a lot about that. It's very in-depth, and the politics are very in-depth, and I really enjoyed it because it made my brain work a little harder, which is fun. So the second one, I'm guessing, is just like a continuation of what happened in the first one. I don't actually know. And I don't intend to find out until I read it. So, and then the last one, I almost forgot. The last one, which I don't actually know if I'm going to read in fall, so we'll say this is a bonus, is The Strength of the Few by James Islington. This is the second book. The first one is The Will of the Many. This book comes out in the end of November, and I'm sure that the wait list at the library is going to be long. So I'll probably read it in the winter. But we'll throw that out there in case you didn't know that that was coming out. I really enjoyed The Will of the Many. I thought it was really fun and really interesting. So yeah, those are all the books that I would like to read this fall, and I am excited to get to them. When it comes to TBRs, I'm kind of a mood reader, but I'm also like a what comes off hold at the library reader. That's generally determines what I'm reading next. It's not like I generally don't have a lot of like options to choose from. It's just like, oh, this is what came off hold? Cool, I'll read it. So I'll make sure all of these are on hold, and hopefully they'll come off hold during the fall season, and I'll be able to read all of them. So yeah, let me know, what book are you most excited to read during this fall season, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!